Hello, it's nice to have you join us live from Channels Television's global headquarters in Lagos, Nigeria. You're watching Newsroom series. I'm Dominic Iwiwa, and today our focus would be on the southern region. But before we get into that, let's have a snippet of our top story making the rounds at the moment. The national chairman of the All Progressives Congress, Professor Nentawe Yowatada, expresses confidence in the party's chances ahead of the next election. Professor Yowatada explains that the APC has made notable progress in the areas of the economy, social services, infrastructure, security, and access to education under the present administration. The APC chairman was our guest this morning on our breakfast program, Sunrise Daily, where he stresses that the party's record of achievements will play a major role in shaping voters' decisions.
People, these same Nigerians will vote in the next election. We're not going to bring Nigerians from heaven to come and vote. These same Nigerians have been voted, they will still vote. And Nigerians have been seeing the improvement in our own policies also. What has improved in terms of the economy, in terms of the social services that we provided, in social infrastructure. We've done, the government, the reforms have been improving, the economy improving, the security improving, access to education, improving access to food security at that level. So Nigerians have been watching those improvements, those mega steps that we've taken, that have both steps taken by the president, which has been improving those services every day.
We begin in Edo State, where the state's Special Security Squad is stepping up its fight against crime with a large bush combing operation across forests in the state. The exercise targets cultism, kidnapping, and other criminal activities leading to the recovery of firearms and ammunition hidden in strategic locations. Supervised by the Chief Security Officer and the Governor's Principal Security Officer, the operation covers Ovia Northeast, Esan Northeast, Esan West, Esan Southeast. Special attention is given to the Benin-Akure Road corridor, where new Edo Line passengers were recently abducted.
Like I was made to know, where we've been hearing of distress calls from the indigents of these kidnap situations. But we've been able to go deep into the forest. We've carried out various search, even with the help of our drones and military personnel, hunters from various neighborhoods. We still won. That the governor is not playing. He has mandated everybody, even those that are not involved, to be involved. That if you see something, you say it, because when you hide it, you're part of the crime itself.
Over in Cross River State, residents, commuters, and motorists are renewing their call on the federal government and relevant agencies to urgently repair the Ikom-Obudu Federal Highway. They insist that the road, which links several communities, has been neglected for years and is now in a terrible state. During a visit to the highway, many lament that the last major rehabilitation was carried out 20 years ago.
This is the 100-kilometer road built in the 1970s. It connects Ikom, Boki, Bekwara, and Obudu local government areas in Cross River State. Residents say the road was last rehabilitated more than 20 years ago. Today, it is badly eroded and almost impossible for commuters. The highway is a vital tourism and trade route linking to the famous Obudu cattle ranch. But what used to take 2 hours now stretches to as long as 8 hours, turning the journey into a nightmare. Some motorists call it a death trap. Farmers describe it as a serious threat to moving their produce and a danger to their lives.
Incidences of accident deaths are being recorded on a very high rate because of the deteriorated the nature of the road. You have seen it yourself. This is just the beginning of the journey. If you leave from here ahead again, you will see what is happening.
Small car cannot go. We have a senators, we have a councillor, we have chairmen. Are they not from this place? They are from this place. So we don't need to tell them. Because even though we tell them, they don't do anything. But we pay taxation here. I don't know if you understand me. So the thing is getting out of hand.
Other residents want the reconstruction of the road to be given top priority.
Please, government, help us. Whatever thing you can do, help the people of Cross River State, Central and Northern. Please, our senators, please help us. This is a federal road, though. This is a federal road. It cuts from Cross River directly to Benue State.
In response to the cries of the communities, the Federal Controller of Works in Calabar assures residents that plans are already underway for repairs.
We have sent a proposal for full reconstruction of the road to the Kota. The road is under design. The designs department in our ministry is working to redesign the road, and sooner or later will be awarded. But meanwhile, we will be doing some intervention on section of the road, which we are already proposed to our Kota. But we are waiting for the rainy season to subside, which after rainy season, there's what we call post-rainy season construction. And during this post-rainy season, we used to go and work on some of the roads that have been affected by the rain.
The people remain hopeful that both the federal and state governments will place the reconstruction of this road on the front burner in the interest of the citizens who depend on it daily.
Over in River State, preparations are ongoing for the return of democratic governance 6 months after a state of emergency was declared in the wake of political unrest. With only a few hours left before the exit of emergency rule, the sole administrator, Vice Admiral Ikom-Obudu, retired, and his team are holding a public lecture at the Government House, Port Harcourt, to consolidate the gains recorded under the interim administration.
People from different walks of life gather at the banquet hall in the River State Government House, Port Harcourt, as the interim administration hosts a public lecture to mark the state's return to democratic governance. Themed Democracy and Good Governance, the lecture focuses on the country's democratic journey and River State's experience under emergency rule. The keynote speaker highlights dialogue, respect, and forgiveness as vital tools for peace building and stresses that River State must once again serve as an example for others across the country.
We will strive for unity and a brighter development. No more rivers of blood. You see how I've changed it now. No more rivers of blood. No more pains. Just peace alone, love alone, and harmony that remains. We will rise above our differences and stand as one, for peace is what we need to have fun as we used to enjoy that time.
The sole administrator, Ikom-Obudu, assures residents of a smooth transition process, adding that stability has already been restored.
I charge all of us to place River State above personal ambition, to commit to tolerance, forgiveness, and reconciliation, to consciously work at building trust amongst each other, and to ensure that the dividends of democracy reach every household.
As the transition date approaches, the public lecture provides both reflection on the recent challenges and a call to collective responsibility. It reinforces hope that democratic governance will bring stability and development to River State.
The National Youth Service Corps is designed to promote unity and service across Nigeria. Beyond fostering national integration, the scheme continues to provide a platform for young Nigerians to make meaningful contributions in their host communities. In Edo State, an NYC Corps member partners with the Red Cross to train secondary school students on first aid skills.
For more than 50 years, the National Youth Service Corps has sent young graduates across Nigeria to serve communities and support national development. In Yenogua, Corps member Blessing Nwokeoma brings that mission to life through her personal community development project at the Government Secondary School of With support from the Nigerian Red Cross Society, students are trained in basic first aid. Officials of the Red Cross describe the project as both timely and an investment in the next generation of caregivers and community leaders.
I take it upon myself to carry out this training because of students having life-saving skills. Most of these skills children don't know what is first aid. They've heard it, but they don't know what it is. So imparting this knowledge will help them carry out emergency response in their school, not just in the school, also in their environment. And also we are trying to create a safe school environment whereby if there is an emergency, these students can be able to attend to it.
Indeed, she is really imparting knowledge and also bringing forth the next generation that will give care to humanity. It is now, in fact, it is good now to catch them young, for them to understand the importance of giving first aid and also serving humanity in our society, starting from the secondary school.
Authorities of the school also commend the training, calling it unique and invaluable.
We feel good. We feel recognized, because it is not all schools that they go to carry out this kind of teaching, let's say workshop on first aid. So we feel delighted and we feel happy and great.
At the end of the training, students here are receiving certificates, but stakeholders stress that the real reward is the knowledge gained.
The Managing Director of the Niger Delta Development Commission, NDDC, Mr. Samuel Ogboku, is calling on stakeholders in the oil-rich region to support ongoing peace-building efforts. He says the Commission is committed to sustaining the current peace and stability across Niger Delta communities. Mr. Ogboku made the appeal in Port Harcourt during a program on alternative dispute resolution. The program brings together Niger Delta stakeholders to explore inclusive peace strategies and promote sustainable development in the region.
As part of efforts to continue to keep the peace currently being experienced across the Niger Delta region, the Niger Delta Development Commission, NDDC, has organized a one-day capacity-building workshop on alternative dispute resolution. The one-day seminar on inclusive peace and sustainable development held in Port Harcourt, the River State capital. The program, organized by the NDDC's Department of Dispute and Conflict Resolution, the program brings together stakeholders with the aim of improving peace techniques amongst the people.
The theme before us, fostering lasting peace through ADR, lessons from the past, building future opportunities to advance the Renew Hope agenda. It calls us to reflect deeply on what has worked, what must be reinforced, and how we can leverage ADR to translate policy intentions into intangible, peaceful, and prosperous outcomes for communities that have borne the brunt of conflict for too long.
Representing the NDDC Managing Director, the Chief of Staff, Julius Oworibo, stresses the need for communities to embrace ADRs in order to manage conflicts.
Without that peace, things will not go forward. So we are here to reinforce the saying that peace must be present to enable development to go forward. And I'm impressed with the array of leaders that's listed here. Senior men and women are here to say how do we go about keeping this peace? This peace that has come to us, how do we restore it?
President of the Ijaw Youth Congress highlighted ADR as a tool for promoting peace, justice, and sustainable development.
For me, NDDC has just given an opportunity for us to develop the capacity of our people that let us be able to learn to negotiate our interests without having to resort into violence. The reason is violent means have always been a lot more destructive and most of the times leaves lifelong impacts that are always negative.
The NDDC also expresses optimism that engagements like this will deepen peace building and conflict management across the region, offering credible alternatives to conventional litigation.
Now to security. As part of efforts to improve the security architecture of River State and the Niger Delta, security agencies have met to brainstorm on ways to salvage the region's youth from social vices. This was the central message at the South-South Youth Multi-Stakeholder Summit on Social Vices, themed Uniting South-South Youths in the Fight Against Cultism, Pipeline Vandalism, Internet Fraud, Money Laundering, Drug Abuse, and Economic Sabotage.
In Port Harcourt, the River State capital, security agencies, youths, and students gather for the South-South Youth Multi-Agency Summit. The focus is on finding solutions to reduce the impact of social vices in metropolitan communities. The convener explains that the summit creates a platform for young people to learn how to avoid negative influences and make meaningful contributions to society.
It has come to a time and a moment where the intellectuals can no more sit in their cocoons and continue to complain, but come together to brainstorm and see what can be done to redefine the country we are going to hand over to our children.
The NDLEA representative highlights the dangers of drug abuse and urges students to stay drug-free.
It is usually the non-medical use of substances or drugs which have the properties of altering the mental state of the user once it gets into the bloodstream. Even when such usage is medical, the user goes beyond the approved regimen such that it becomes inappropriate, undesirable, and threatening to the life of the user and society at large.
The EFCC warns against involvement in internet fraud and other financial crimes, reminding the youths of the consequences.
The EFCC was created to protect Nigeria from economic and financial crime. Our work is not just about arresting offenders. It's not just Yahoo Yahoo. It's about safeguarding the future of our nation and ensuring that our youth, the leaders of tomorrow, do not waste their talents on criminality.
The National Orientation Agency commends the initiative and calls on Nigerians, especially young people, to believe in the Nigeria project and work towards building a better nation.
And as an NOA staff, we are the ones that gather information from the public. Sometimes our main job is not even here, it's the grassroots. We take this sensitization to the grassroots level, that's the local government level, to the communities. Most of them, they don't have access to this thing that is happening now.
The Coalition of Nigerian Youths on Security and Safety Affairs assures that this summit is the beginning of a continuous engagement to chart a new course for the future. Charles Opurum, Channels Television News.
The Petroleum Industry Act PIA of 2021 mandates oil companies to contribute 3% of their annual operating expenses to host community development trusts. The funds are meant to support projects and improve the lives of people in oil-producing areas. To ensure effective implementation, the River State government is partnering with the Center for Advanced Law Research at the River State University to organize sensitization programs across the state. The first session will hold on September 22nd, 2025.
So please, what we call the PIA is arguably the most significant legislation in the Nigerian petroleum industry in the last 2 decades. The PIA brings together all prior existing legislation into one document. It also, for the first time, does something very revolutionary. It creates an entire chapter of the legislation, chapter 3 indeed, to petroleum host community development. The Petroleum Industry Act, in sections 242 and 243, creates a new legal regime and institution called the Host Community Development Trust and creates a board to manage these trusts.
The program will bring together all 23 local government chairmen and grassroots leaders. It aims to help them understand the PIA, its benefits, and their roles in driving sustainable community development.
Not the focus of this.
Is to open the eyes of these newly elected local government councillors and chairmen as to the fact that this is what the law PIA said with regard to host communities' benefits. Now, and we have to move along that line to point them at the right directions and for them to be able to work with the settlers in their community and also for them to give the additional support or needed support to the host community development trust. All the organizations within this period, within this spectrum, are to be factored into an amicable working progress.
Delta State Governor Sheriff Oborewari has commended oil companies operating in host communities for their commitments to corporate social responsibility. The governor made the remark when the management of Seplat Energy paid him a courtesy visit at the government house in Asaba, the state capital.
This is Ubare community in Sapele local government area of Delta State, a host to Nigeria's oil wells. Leaders of the community express frustration over neglect by oil companies. They lament poor infrastructure, limited job opportunities for indigents, and a lack of meaningful development projects.
For several years, your company has extracted crude oil from our soil and waterways, enriching your operations while leaving our community in poverty, environmental devastation, and neglect. Since your operation for over 1 year and a half decade, it is no longer a secret that our community is the highest producer of crude oil for you amongst other communities. Despite these facts, you have refused to employ our youth and qualified members into your workforce. Instead, employment opportunities are given to management staff, cronies, relatives, and offspring, leaving our people jobless, impoverished, and marginalized.
Meanwhile, in Asaba, the state capital, Governor Sheriff Oborewari receives the management of Seplat Energy at the government house. The governor commends the company for its consistent corporate social responsibility efforts and assures them of a conducive environment for business operations in Delta State.
In my new agenda, we enhance peace and security. And I want to assure you aspects that most create delivery environments for people to operate.
The governor also uses the opportunity to stress the need for companies to invest in host communities, saying this is key to ending the complaints from places like Ubore in Sapele.
All the efforts that you are making regarding to empowerment drive, several empowerment drive, support for primary schools in your host communities, provisions of visual materials, training of teachers, the innovation of multi-purpose laboratories, engagements, so many activities.
Dialogue and collaboration between oil companies and their host communities remain vital tools for reducing conflicts in Delta State, one of Nigeria's oil-rich regions.
And that's where we drop the anchor on this edition of Newsroom series. I'm Dominic Iriwu. Enjoy the rest of your day.